Okay, friends, lay down, get comfortable. We'll start out on our backs. Just find your breath. We'll start to deepen your inhales to the max. And then release the maximum exhale that you can release. Okay, if we just take a few moments to settle in and get the breath going, it really sets a nice vibe for any kind of practice. So close your eyes down. Fill your belly, fill your rib cage with the inhale. Squeeze it all out with the exhale. And then start to get all of your abdominal, but also your upper body and back musculature involved. Just finding the belly puff open big and soft on the inhale. But find it squeezing in strong on the exhale. So we're already beginning to get the core involved in just breathing. Notice all the muscles that wrap around your belly. Okay, we've got the transversus abdominis that runs horizontally like a belt across your belly. We've got the rectus abdominis that runs vertically, okay, from your ribs to your hips. And we've got the obliques that run diagonally, right? The obliques run diagonally. And all those muscles create a really strong basket weave around your middle. So move them all and use them all while you're breathing. And feel all the muscles in the upper part of your torso, the big muscles that lift and spread your rib cage as you inhale, and the little muscles between your ribs, your intercostals that compress your rib cage as you exhale. There's a lot of activity that's involved just with breathing. Allow your face to get softer and softer, especially your jaw, your eyes, your neck. See if you could let your shoulders scoot a little bit underneath your heart. And hopefully you've noticed your body settling down toward the floor a little bit. And we'll just start to bring in some very gentle movement just to get things moved around. So bend your knees, bring your feet up close by your hips, and we'll start some windshield wipers, side to side. Okay, nice and easy. Just gently letting the hips wake up. I like to take my feet pretty wide here, but if you wanted this to be really gentle, you could bring your feet really close to each other. And that would make it a lot more of a controlled, smaller range of motion for your hips. Okay, next time your knees point up, let's pause them there, just knock them together. Okay, you can keep your feet wide, allow your low back to release toward the floor. Okay, make cactuses out of your arms. And then keep the backs of your hands, your elbows, keep your arms skimming the floor. So we want to keep them really close. And as you skim the floor, reach your hands for the back of your space. And then continue to skim the floor as you move your elbows way down by your side. I call this tiny cactus. So tiny cactus, reach out long. Inhale when you're reaching long. Exhale for your tiny cactus. So we're waking up your upper body now. Hopefully you're feeling your shoulders and your back waking up. Maybe just a few more times like this, just building a little bit of warmth. Notice that your core strength is involved here too, especially when you pull those arms down, you'll feel the belly musculature roll inward. Okay, next time your hands come down, bring them all the way to your thighs, okay? Pick up your feet and float your knees just above your hips. So this is where we'll start to do some core strengthening, okay? If it's ever too much, just bring your bring your head and your shoulders back to the floor, okay? Anytime. But if it feels okay, lift your head and shoulders off the floor and try not to make too much of a crunchy shape by tucking your chin in. I like to think of keeping the neck free of creases on all sides. So just imagine that you're trying to keep all the creases out of your neck. Your spine is long, your head and shoulders are lifted, so you feel that core involved. Go ahead and start to pull your belly button down toward the ground here so that you could not slide your hand under your back. That means your low back is safe. If you feel your low back start to peel up, I want you to drop your head, get the low back down, and start over. Okay, that being said, keep the low back grounded as we move. We're gonna start to press against our legs. So put your hands on your thighs and push your legs against you, but push your legs back against your hands. So you're resisting yourself, and just breathe here. Okay, kind of getting to know what kind of musculature we're going to need for core activation. As you push your knees back against your hands, notice how it feels. Continue to breathe. If you need to drop your head at any time, go ahead and do it, okay? From here, we're gonna get a little bit different. Go ahead and put your fingers by your ears. If you want to, you can interlace your fingers and put them behind your head if your head's getting tired, okay? But we're gonna start to extend one leg forward and then bring it back in. Extend the other leg forward and bring it back in. Now keep your core activated, okay? Keep your lower back on the ground. It's very important that we keep the lower back safe. Side to side, in and out. Keep breathing. Okay, so you can stay with this more gentle movement if you like, a little bit easier, or you can make it a little spicier by straightening your legs, okay? So please choose the option that fits your practice best. Straight legs, and keep breathing. Now that we've got it a little bit more challenging, start to link your breath. Exhale as you send the leg out. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so now you can stick with this, or you can move back to that less challenging bent knee, or you can start to switch the legs. Switch. Keep breathing. Switch. Keep breathing here. Super important that we're not holding the breath. Okay, feel free to modify anytime. Modify. So we're gonna do this about 8 more times. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Drop your head. Drop your feet next to your hips. drop your hands next to your hips. Let's do some bridges. So make sure you have an imaginary tennis ball between your knees, so you have a little space between your knees, but they're engaging inward. Also, your belly button is engaging inward toward the ground, okay, to keep that low back nice and rocking. And your nose points straight up. Okay, with all your inhales, you're lifting, spreading your big belly and your chest upward. And with your exhale, think of dropping your hips down. And let's take a few more breaths like this. Inhale up and exhale down. And if you're probably feeling your abs gently stretch open as you lift your hips, and hopefully that feels nice. We did use those abs. So let's start to cultivate a rolling movement. Roll the spine up one vertebra at a time, and roll the spine down one vertebra at a time. Keep it going. Okay, you might even do robot arms here. I like to do that because I feel like it gives me more push against the ground, more control. So experiment with that. Hopefully you're noticing your glutes starting to wake up. I sure do. Let's do this 3 more times and then we'll hold. 3, 2, make sure you're looking straight up, and 1. Now let's hold here. Let's just breathe together, okay? So start to draw your knees toward each other, squeeze those knees inward, press the floor down, look up, and breathe. Notice your glutes, the backs of your legs. Okay, this is a powerful strengthener there. If you're feeling pretty good here, you might interlace your fingers underneath your back and scoot your shoulder blades underneath your heart. You can press the floor away even more firmly then, feeling a nice opening across the front of your shoulders. Maybe one more big breath in here. And then release it slowly. See if you could roll it back down the way we came up. Roll it down. Ah. All right, so let's get the legs back up in the air. All the legs up. Okay, so I have a little more core work for us. Go ahead and interlace your fingers. Okay, I like to make a little gun pointer shape. Okay, and then peel your head and shoulders up off the floor. See if you can get both shoulder blades up. Remember, if that's too much, bend your knees, bring the head and shoulders down. No problem. But if that's fine, head and shoulders up, point your arms out to the outside of your right leg. Okay, and you could think of just putting them there and gluing them. Get those shoulder blades up. Okay, take your right leg and point it at the front of your space, hover, and then bring it back up. So we're getting your obliques, you're feeling that. Point it forward and up. Keep breathing. Keep those shoulder blades up. Okay, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna do 16 total, okay? 7 and 8. Now let's go back down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on back to center. We're just gonna switch sides from here. So take your arms out to the other side. Shoulder blades up. So your arms are on the left now. And now the left leg points at the front of your space and then back up. 2, 3. Keep that breath moving. 4. Use your obliques. 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, you're almost there. 3, could you do 2 more? 2 and 1. Okay, come on back to center. See if you could crawl your fingers up towards your feet. And then let it go. Okay, great work. That was some good core work. We'll take a break from that and we'll come back to it later on. So from here, tuck your hands behind your knees and go ahead and rock yourself up. Okay, we'll take the knees out to one side and switch it to hands and knees position. All right, friends, hands and knees. Let's get some cat-cows going. So heart pulls forward on the inhale. Think of pulling on the mat. I really want you to send your heart between your arms. And push the floor away on the exhale. Okay, pull it forward, inhale, arched spine, rounded spine, exhale. I want you to get some real good movement going in the whole spine, not just front to back, but get some side to side movements in here. I like to think of moving your spine all the places it can go. Okay, then bring it back to a flat back. Tuck your toes here. Come on up and back. Let's find a downward facing dog. All right, this one is pretty casual. We're not super warm. So walk it out. Okay, waggle your hips side to side. Roll your shoulders. Remember that down dog has options. You can always bend your knees a lot in downward facing dog. If it's not super comfortable, you can also come to your knees. And just about anything we would do from down dog, you can also do from your knees. Okay, friends, I want to get us into some standing postures today. So please just remember your options. I want to do some longer holds so we can really explore each posture to the fullest. If you need a break, take it, guys. Okay, so that being said, let's get going. Inhaling here, get your right leg up and out behind you. Exhaling here, send that right foot forward and plant it between your hands. Go ahead and drop the back knee. The left knee is now on the floor, and you can use this right knee to press up. We're going to find a low lunge. We're going to be here for quite a while, so I want you to make it really comfortable, okay? We need to activate the legs to really get the most out of this and to really make it more comfortable, okay? The more activity we have pressing down into the floor, the more we can release on the back of the leg, okay? So press down, both legs press down, and then try to drag your legs toward each other. So you want to feel that right hamstring, the left quad, good strong activity, okay? So get the legs rocking. And then I want to get us into a twist here. So palms together, take your left elbow to the top and then maybe to the outside of the right knee, okay? Think of getting your palms close together and near your heart. So if you could get them right there by your heart, even if you need to come up a little bit, get them there and then go back down. So take your time. And then once you feel really comfortable in this twisted lunge, start to sink the hips and allow them to come down. Okay, pressing the floor with your legs and drawing them together. So we're going to take several long, slow breaths here. We're going to be here for a while. There's a lot going on. Your spine is twisting here. Your rib cage is revolving around your spine. So I want you to think of lifting your sternum up and away from your hips and trying to face it up toward the ceiling. Big inhales, big exhales. You're going to feel your legs start to get really warm. So if you ever need a break, you can always put 1 or 2 hands on the floor and just take it easy, okay? Please use that option if you need a way out. You always have a way out. Okay, everything's going great here for you. You're going to start to press the knee and the elbow together. The connected knee and elbow are resisting each other. So breathe into that. Continue to push that floor. Notice this right outer hip, the glute, the IT band, getting nice and warm. So if you Decide that you want to look back over your shoulder, that's great, but just look wherever feels comfortable. Just in general, wherever your nose wants to point. Okay, so now we're going to tuck the back toes, and we have the option to lift the back knee. And this is going to make the posture a bit more challenging. Just breathe with it. You can do it. You need that break? Just drop the back knee. No problem. Arms are wide. Big breath. Continue to push the floor. All right, continue to try to jog your feet together. So let's get those hands close to the heart, revolving that top shoulder open. This is challenging. Okay, a twisted lunge. Let's take a few more breaths here, just feeling this posture doing its magic. Okay, friends, as you're ready, with or without the back knee up or down, open your arms wide and stand your torso up over your hips. You're still twisting, looking out to the right. Let's breathe here. We're still in a lunge, still pushing down, trying to drag the feet together. Big breath. Open your arms really wide. See if you could drop your shoulder blades even further down your back from here. We're going to be here for a few moments. Use that back knee to modify. Okay, if you decide you want to drop a little lower, get some more heat built in the legs, you can. All right, from here, gesture your right hand back towards your left leg. Let's get the left hand up and open up your heart toward the ceiling here. Okay, just thinking of spreading open your heart up and forward. We'll take a few breaths like this. Okay, use those legs, push down, draw together with the feet. One more big breath in right here. Whew. As you exhale, come forward with those fingertips. Put the left fingertips on the floor under your left shoulder. And we're going to step the left foot a little bit forward. Okay, in my case, because I'm going to run into a wall, I'm going to actually step myself back away from the wall. But the left foot comes a little bit forward. Okay, we're going to come into a revolved half moon. So your right hand can be on your hip, okay, your right hip. That left foot is starting to get really light on the floor. And if you walk the left fingers maybe about a spine length in front of that right foot, but a little bit off to the left, okay, come up on those fingertips. Think of lifting that left leg and reaching up with the right arm. Okay, challenging? Yes. Can you modify it to be less challenging? Yes, you can drop the left toes. You can drop the right hand. We're still pretty much in the same place. Okay, breathe here with me. Long spine. Extend through that strong left leg, push down through the strong right leg, and you can bend the right leg more or less. Breathe. Revolved half moon. Ardha Chandrasana, okay, means half moon. Such a great strengthener for your legs. Feel your core working as well. So this is a great challenge. And we're going to come out of this the same way we came in. We're going to come back through that flow. Okay, how exciting is that? One more big breath here. Now let's come back the way we came in. Right hand to right hip, left toes to the floor. Okay, we're going to walk the left fingers back so they're more under your left shoulder. And we're coming back up to that little heart opening lunge. Whew. So come on up. That right hand is behind you on the left leg. The left arm is up, peeling open your chest. That right leg is burning. That's okay. Couple more breaths here. Okay, going back to opening your arms out wide, looking out to the right. Feel free to lift your hips if you want to kind of take a break, especially if you're getting a cramp, and come back down. Open the arms wide. Could you take a few more breaths here? I bet you could. Push that floor. Okay, coming back down to the lunge. Palms together. Hook that left elbow on the right knee. Feel free to drop the left knee to the floor, okay? Feel free to keep it up if you're gonna stick with the spicy versions here. Breathe. Push through the back leg. Push the floor away. Long spine. Hands to heart. My leg is shaking. One more breath here. Okay, drop the back knee. We're gonna finish it out here and take a few more breaths. Really getting deep into that right leg today. Hands by your heart. Look where it feels natural. All right, one more big breath in here, yogis. And we're letting it go. Drop your hands back underneath your shoulders. Whew. Let's step the right foot back and find a downward facing dog. Wow. Okay. Walk this out for a moment. Notice how your legs feel. Mine certainly feel different than when we did this down dog for the first time. So we'll take a few more breaths here. If you need more of a break, feel free to drop your knees and just take a child's pose here, okay? But if you're feeling more, you want to stretch the backs of your legs after that, then stay in your down dog. Take a few more breaths. All right, friends, we're going to do the other side. So without further ado, here we go. Inhaling here, left leg up and out behind. Exhaling here, send that left foot forward and see if you could softly plant it between your hands. We'll drop the right knee and take your time coming up to your low lunge. Okay, take your time setting it up because you know we'll be in the lunge for a while. So pressing down into your feet, okay? Press down, start to pull the legs toward each other. You want to feel your legs kind of light up so it feels really strong and supportive. And that's our base, right? It's important to build a good base. Once you feel like your base is built, get your palms together and start to bring that right elbow to the outer edge of the left knee. And we'll start to twist here and we'll spin around to face you. Okay, so we'll keep the right knee down for now and just start to feel out this twist. So think of your hands being close to your heart. Think of your heart trying to spin out to be close to your hands. And the neck is long here. We want a nice long spine. So remember to breathe deeply. Okay, the bigger the breath, the better. And I want you to feel like you're lifting your sternum up and away from your tailbone. Lift that sternum up and toward the ceiling. And keep breathing here. You can always take a break, guys. You can put your hands on the floor. Okay, if you're feeling pretty good, I want you to really start to rock that relationship between the right elbow and the left knee. Start to really press them against each other. Breathe into that. All right, so we already know this side is going to be challenging. So we're emotionally prepared, we're physically prepared to modify if we need to. Okay, nothing wrong with some challenges. Maybe one more breath here. All right, so if you're ready, if you're going this way with your practice today, lift that back knee. We're going to tuck the right toes, hover the right knee, and keep breathing. Push the floor down. Long spine. Find that breath. If you start to feel overwhelmed, maybe take a break or maybe just take a breath. Ask yourself, could I do a couple more breaths here? Usually the answer will be, yeah, probably. Okay, taking our last breath or two here. And we're coming up to this lifted torso. Okay, your torso up above your hips. Open your arms wide. Keep breathing. Reach out. Okay. When you change positions, you'll have to re-ground into your feet. Re-squeeze your knees toward each other. Keep that belly button strong toward the spine here so the low back is safe if you're extending your spine. Breathe. It's kind of amazing. We're not even moving and my heart is pounding. It's the yoga magic. Get that good breath rocking. A couple more big breaths here. Feeling that left side really lit up. Okay, yogis, that left hand is going to reach for the right leg, the right arm up and over. Think of peeling your heart open, up and forward. Breathe here. Remember your option to drop the back knee. It's so much easier if you just drop the back knee. Breathe into that chest. Think of keeping a long neck here. One more big breath here, okay? And then we're coming down with the right fingers on the floor under the right shoulder. So here's where we're going to start to transition into that half moon posture. So left hand to left hip. Let's step the right foot a little closer forward, okay? A little further forward so we can start to get light on it, okay? You want to start to feel that lightness in the right foot. I'm going to run into the wall, so I'm going to back up here. Okay, so ideally your right hand is it's usually about a foot in front of your right toes, and take it a little bit off to the right. It's a little bit offset from your foot. And then with the left knee bent or straight, you can launch that right leg up into the air and reach the left arm up. And we're still twisted. We're pretty much in the same twist we were before. We just have only one foot on the ground. Breathe here with me. Extend through the right leg. It doesn't matter if the left leg is bent or straight, but straighten that right leg. Peel that chest open. Breathe. You can use your left quadriceps a lot here, so really strengthening that left kneecap up towards your hips might help you out. Pushing down into both feet. Let that breath rock. All right, half moons. One more big breath here in your revolved half moon. Then we're going to come down with the right toes. We're headed back to that same lunge that we were in before. So pressing up the left hand to your right leg behind you, right arm up in front, big open heart. Breathe into that space. Push the floor down, strong legs. Find that breath. Find a way to just be here. It's challenging, but you can do it. And start to open your arms wide here, facing out to the left. Still twisting. Let those legs get warm. That's good stuff. My leg is about to start shaking. Breathe. One more breath here. Okay, transitioning hands together, right elbow hooks on the outer left knee, hold here and breathe. Push through that back foot, push the floor away. Yes, you can. You can do some breaths here. You can drop the back knee down if you need. Couple more breaths here, friends, and then we're gonna drop the right knee. It's gonna feel so good. Hands by the heart. I have to remind myself. All right, drop the back knee. Let's keep it going. We just have a few more breaths here. Whew. My left leg is burning. Okay, I can do it. We can do this. Breathe. Hands by heart. Lifting that sternum up and away. One last breath here. You can do it. Let it go. Drop your hands under your shoulders. Come on back to hands and knees. Whew. Let's make it all the way back to a down dog. Wow. How different does that feel? I'm willing to bet that this downward facing dog is feeling pretty different for you. Okay, feel free to take a child's pose break down on the floor like this if you need more of a break right now. But downward dog's feeling pretty good with the stretching open the backs of the legs. So think of dropping your heels, lifting your kneecaps, and peeling your heart open and downward. All right, my friends, from here, go ahead and drop down to your knees. Okay, keep your hips over your knees. So we'll open up the heart a good bit. We're gonna let the lower body take a little break. So start to walk your arms out, your hands out away from your hips, and drop your head. So here we are in open heart posture, okay, Anahatasana. Some people call it puppy pose. Okay, it is a great opener for the heart, and your shoulders and your chest and your armpits are gonna feel pretty good about it. So if you just wanna start out here with your forehead on the floor and you're feeling a lot of opening in that upper body, then just stay right here. This is gonna be fine for you. But if you're not feeling a whole lot of opening, there are some things you can do. You can try coming up on your fingertips here. I like to call them tent hands. So the center of the hand lifts and the fingertips press down. And you can start to look at your hands and more drop your chest toward the floor, okay? Some people like to rest their chin on the floor, their chest. But no matter what you're doing, you're having a long neck, okay? And those hips are over your knees. Another thing you can play with is thinking about pointing your tailbone down at your feet. Think of kind of lifting your belly button, and that's going to allow more of the spinal extension to move into your upper back rather than your lower back. So wherever you are, whatever you're experimenting with here, take a few more breaths. Open heart posture. Think of breathing deeply into your armpits and letting them drop toward the floor. And as you're ready, start to walk your hands back up and in by your hips. And from here, just sit your hips to one side. Okay. Our legs are so extremely warm. So this is a really good time for us to get into the hips and open up some places that tend to get really stuck for humans. Okay, so we're gonna start by extending the bottom leg as we'll take the left leg out long. So just stick that left leg out in front of you. And if you need to lean back while we get situated, go ahead and lean back. Take your right ankle and just stack it on your left thigh just above your knee. Okay, and if you're feeling a lot of opening in the right hip here, then you'll just stay right here, and this will be enough for you. But if you want a little more, you can bend the left knee also, and I like to think of stacking the knees and the ankles very precisely so that when you look down, you hardly see anything of the bottom leg. And please remember to have a really nice flex in your feet here, okay? So whether you have one leg extended or both legs bent, settle in, get yourself nice and tall in your spine. Okay, we call this a stacked logs posture. Okay, so your legs are stacked like logs. So start to press your legs toward the ground. So just like we did in that very strong standing lunge, we were pressing the floor away from us with our legs. I want you to do that now. Press the floor down with your legs. And then think of trying to slightly draw them toward each other. And just breathe right here. This posture will be so different for everyone. So different. However, if you are feeling like this feels pretty good and you want to lean into it, you can. You can start to lean forward. If you need a break, you can lean back and separate your legs. Okay, you can play with that and modify. But wherever you are, resist the floor with those legs. Come down to your elbows if you want. You can let your head hang too, but just keep your neck long. Great opening for your hips. Your low back should be feeling good about this. All right, take your time walking yourself back up out of this stacked logs, and we're just gonna switch sides, okay? Very simple. So if you had your left leg long on the floor, then now you'll have your right leg long, and the left ankle will be on your right thigh, okay? You want two legs bent, your right leg is under your left. So stack them nicely. Be kind of picky with this one. This is one where if we wanna get the most from it, we wanna flex the feet nicely, we wanna align things precisely. When you look down, you'll see a little triangle, okay, between your two thighs and your shins. So start to press the floor down with your feet or with your legs. Push the floor, resist, and lift up tall in your spine. Find some nice breath. And notice how this feels in your hips. Notice how it feels in your back and your legs. Maybe you're leaning forward. Another good thing to notice is differences from side to side. Okay. Sometimes one side is really easy or it feels really open, and the other side is really hard. It feels really stuck. That's okay. Find your long neck here. Breathe. All right, friends, start to walk your hands back up. And then lean back on your hands. Kick out your legs. Windshield wiper those legs. Whew. Legs worked hard today. Okay, from here, just roll all the way onto your back. Come on down. Bring your knees in by your chest for a moment. And then you can just make some cactus arms out to the side and drop your knees to one side. Okay, whatever side you drop your knees to, look away. Look to the other side. We'll just take some breathing here. Long spine inhale. Belly button to spine, exhale. One more breath here. Hopefully feeling your body cool down, your heart rate come way down. Let's bring the legs through center and just drop them to the other side. Look away from your knees. Big chest on your inhales. Think of lifting your rib cage upward. And on your exhale, strong belly button to spine. All right, legs come back through center here. Just extend them on the floor and find your resting posture. Okay, hands down by your side, maybe shoulder blades under rib cage, maybe slight tuck in your chin. And you're ready to completely surrender and just let go. Let all that effort just roll off of you. No more sense of doing here, just being. Notice how your body feels. Notice your breath. Notice the details of this moment. Allow yourself to be present right here with yourself on this mat, on this floor. And please keep resting just like this for as long as you can. Maybe even take a nap if you can. Thanks so much for joining me, friends. This is where I'll leave you today.